So today I'll discuss another performance parameter of a rectifier, and the performance parameter that we'll discuss initially is a ripple factor. A ripple factor denoted by gamma. And what the mathematical definition of this is, it is the RMS value of AC component of AC component to, it is the ratio of RMS value of AC component to the DC value of the signal. DC value of, rather I'll say, output signal of output signal. Now let me explain what do you mean by this ripple factor. We have given this definition. Now what do you mean by this ripple factor? We have seen that in rectifier, whether you talk of half wave rectifier or a full wave rectifier, you apply an AC, suppose it's a rectifier here, it can be a half wave or a full wave, it's a rectifier here, you apply a AC signal here, and the output that we obtain, let's take a full wave rectifier only, the output that I obtain here is a pulsating DC, not a pure DC, but a pulsating DC is here. This type of output you obtain. Now it means that it has some AC ripples here. This, the actual waveform would, actual DC, as I told you, it should have been a pure waveform, pure DC. Many times I have discussed with you. A pure DC has this type of nature, that suppose this is a 10 volt DC, that with respect to time you continuously will get 10 volt DC, but here you are not getting a pure DC, you are getting a varying signal here. It means it is because of this signal only here, it has some AC components here, and that's why we found the average DC value here, average DC value, and it has some AC components here. Because of these AC components only you are obtaining this type of waveform here. So ripple factor means by what factor, by what amount the AC ripples are present in this output. So it is the AC component. Of course, whenever I talk about the AC, you'll have RMS value. So with respect to this DC value, or with respect to this DC value, with respect to this DC value, the output signal, what is the amount, what is the factor by which the AC ripples are present? So we say that with respect to the DC value, the RMS value of AC component to the DC value of the signal. So now I can say that the signal which you obtain here, the output signal which you obtain here, this kind of signal, this is the pulsating DC. It can be considered as a vector sum of this DC which you obtain, and of course the AC which is supplied here. It can be considered, that is, no, of course I have found that for this particular signal, suppose I say that this is a full wave rectifier, we have found the DC value of this. For this I have found the average value of the DC value, as well as I have found the RMS value of this for this, as well as you have some RMS value of this. So overall I can say that the signal which you obtain here at this point, you can say that the RMS, okay, I'll show it with the help of a phasor diagram here. This is here. That is IRMS. Let's take in terms of currents only. It is the RMS value of this signal. You are getting a pulsating DC. The RMS value of this signal can be considered as the sum of this and AC component which is present here. It is because of this. So I can say it is equal, it has some ripples. So I say it is equal to some ripples. I name is that IR, means ripples. IR, RMS and IDC. If I assume this angle is theta and this is 90 here. So this overall you can say that this signal is, this signal, the RMS value of this particular signal is the sum of AC components or the sum of the ripples, RMS value of the ripples which are present and the DC value here. So I hope that this is clear. So once again I define this, the ripple factor is the RMS value of the AC components, or even I can say, let's take it RMS value of the AC components as RMS value of the ripples. RMS value of the ripples which are present and with respect to the DC value of this. So from here I can say I can say, okay, let's define this gamma. This gamma is equal to the RMS value of the AC component. That is, I say it is RMS value of the ripples. IR for ripples. This R stands for ripples. RMS value of the ripples, or the RMS current of the ripples which are present with respect to IDC. With respect to IDC. Now if you see here, I simply apply the Pythagoras theorem here. That is, IRRMS will be this square minus this square under root. So I can say that this gamma ripple factor is equal to, I can say that this is equal to IRMS square under root of IRMS square minus IDC square. Of course, this is equal to this square minus this square upon IDC. Upon IDC. If it is not visible, I'll use another color. Upon IDC. Now what I do, simply, the simple mathematical manipulations are here. This gamma is equal to, or I'll use here only. This gamma is equal to, I bring this inside this under root. Can I say that this is equal to, this factor, this gamma is equal to IRMS square upon IDC square minus IDC square upon IDC square. All I have done that I have brought this IDC inside this root, within this under root here. So it will be IDC upon this factor, of course. So this factor is 1. So I can say this implies that this value of gamma, or the ripple factor, is equal to, I can say it is equal to under root of IRMS upon IDC whole square minus 1. IRMS upon IDC whole square minus 1. So this is in general the mathematical formula, you can say, for the ripple factor. Now let's find out the ripple factor of half wave rectifier as well as for the full wave rectifier. That what, now one more point, that the value of ripple factor should be as small as possible, as low as possible, because we need minimum ripples in the rectified output. So the rectifier which is having minimum value of ripple factor is considered as a better rectifier. So let's find out the ripple factor gamma. Another, let's start the corollary of this. This is the main article, ripple factor. And now I find the ripple factor of a half wave rectifier. I'm not writing the heading properly, that what is the ripple factor of a half wave rectifier. I write gamma means ripple factor of a half wave rectifier. Now I know that since the ripple factor in general is equal to under root, we have just derived, it is equal to IRMS upon IDC whole square minus 1. Now what is IRMS for a half wave rectifier? We have done that IRMS value for a half wave rectifier is IM by 2. As I'm substituting the value of IRMS for a half wave rectifier, recall it, I told you that this is equal to IM by, not root 2, IM by 2, and IDC is equal to IM by pi. IM by pi whole square, this factor minus 1. Of course this IM will cancel, it will be pi square upon 4 minus 1. This is under root of I think pi, yes it is, just cross check, it is pi square upon 4 minus 1. So from here I can say that the gamma for a half wave rectifier will be equal to, if you solve this, it comes out to be 1.21. This comes out to be 1.21, a very large value. Now I'll see that what is next article is, what is the ripple factor of a full wave rectifier, whether it is center tap or, I'm sorry, it is full wave, FWR. FWR is a full wave rectifier, gamma for ripple factor. So ripple factor, another corollary of this. What is a ripple factor for a full wave rectifier? Again I apply the same formula here, generalized formula. In general you have this ripple factor is equal to under root of IRMS upon IDC whole square minus 1. And let's substitute the value of IRMS and IDC for a full wave rectifier. For a full wave rectifier, IRMS, if you remember, it is equal to Im by root 2. Im by root 2, and IDC is twice Im by pi. It is twice Im by pi. I substitute the value of IRMS is equal to Im upon root 2 and IDC is equal to twice Im by pi whole square of this factor minus 1. And of course Im again will cancel, and if you solve this comes out to be that the value of gamma for a full wave rectifier, it is approximately equal to 0.48, only 48%. 0.48. This is the ripple factor for a full wave rectifier. This is ripple factor for a half wave rectifier. So if you see that if you observe here that the ripple factor is reduced here, lower value, so it is a better rectifier as compared to a half wave rectifier. So this is all about your ripple factor for the time being. Let's discuss another parameter. For rectifiers, and that I'll consider is transformer utilization factor, abbreviated as TUF. Another performance parameter is transformer utilization factor, and its value should be as high as possible. Transformer utilization factor. Now let me define this. What do you mean by this mathematically? First of all, that TUF is defined as the DC power delivered to load, DC power delivered to the load with respect to the ratio of DC power delivered to the load to the AC power rating, to the AC or let me use power also, although it is called AC rating, AC power rating of transformer secondary. This is the mathematical definition. Now let me explain this. In general, it is the ratio of DC power delivered to the load to the AC power rating of the secondary. Now, what do you mean by this? We have seen that whether you talk of half wave rectifier or a full wave rectifier or a center tap rectifier, it uses a transformer, and then you have output of this transformer is applied to the rectifier, and then you have this output here, of course, across the load. This RL is here, and you get some DC, either half wave or a full wave. Now the point is that every transformer, when I talk about a transformer, it has a primary and it has a secondary. All transformers are manufactured in order to supply certain power or to handle certain power to a load. That is called the VI. Power means voltage into current is the power, energy per unit time. VI, that is called VI rating. So every transformer will have the VI rating of its secondary, because this secondary is supplied to any other circuit. Output of the secondary is the input to any other circuit, that is, this is supplying some power. So every transformer will have some power rating, and of course it is the secondary rating. Now for example, suppose it says that, let's say it is 100 watt is the power rating of this. So, and suppose I am utilizing in only 80 watt of this because of this circuit elements and all. So it means we say that by what factor the transformer has been utilized. Transformer utilization factor means by what factor the transformer has been utilized with respect to its power rating. It has been rated for 100 watt and we are using 80 watt, means it is 80%. So this is called the transformer utilization factor. This is the definition of this. and mathematically it is defined this way. So I can say that TUF, just see, this TUF is equal to, I can say it is power delivered to the load. Of course it is DC power delivered to the load, so it is PDC upon, it is PAC, this is AC, this is how we define it in short, PAC rated. That is the transformer. What is the rating? Whenever you purchase a transformer, its transformer utilization factor is rated there. So what is rated here, and what is the power delivered to the load? That is called the transformer utilization factor. So now let's find out again. I find the transformer utilization factor of first part of this transformer utilization factor of a half wave rectifier. I apply this, it is equal to PDC upon PAC. This PAC always I take this as VI. This power rating we generally take as VI rating. This is also called the VI rating, voltage and current rating of this. This PDC upon PAC. PDC, of course you know, it is IDC square into RL. We have done this many times while calculating the efficiency also. And PAC, it is VRMS into IRMS. Now this VRMS always we take for the input which is supplied here. The input which is supplied here. VRMS. RMS value of this, of course Vm by root 2, and IRMS, of course I am applying a ammeter in series. So you will have a DC here. So whatever is the output here, output current. So RMS value of the output current. So IDC into RL, VRMS into IRMS. So for half wave rectifier, again for a half wave rectifier, I know that IDC is equal to Im by pi. This factor is equal to Im by pi into whole square into RL upon VRMS, of course Vm upon root 2 for a AC, and IRMS is output of a half wave rectifier. Output current is DC and the RMS value of that DC is Im by 2. Now I substitute this Vm is equal to Im into Rf plus RL. That's all. So TUF of a half wave rectifier will be Im upon pi whole square into RL. This Vm, I substitute this Vm as Im into Rf plus RL. I have told you this thing. Im is equal to Vm upon Rf plus RL. This factor, of course, upon root 2 is here, and this Im by 2 is here. This Im square will cancel, and if I assume that Rf is far less than RL, this will cancel. This RL will cancel. That is, I assume that this Rf is tending to 0. So if you solve this complete, this is cancel. It will be simply in terms of pi and 2. It will be, I think, whatever it is. So approximately you will get that the transformer utilization factor of this implies that TUF of a half wave rectifier is approximately equal to 0.287. That is only 28.7% of the transformer rating, power rating has been utilized. This is called your transformer utilization factor of a half wave rectifier. Let's talk about the transformer utilization factor of bridge rectifier. TUF of a bridge rectifier. Again I apply this PDC upon PAC. This is the second one of a bridge rectifier. PDC, again it is IDC square into RL. PDC is IDC into VRMS into IRMS. Now IDC is twice Im by pi for a bridge rectifier, for any full wave rectifier. So I substitute this as twice Im by pi whole square into RL upon VRMS. Of course I'll keep this as Vm by root 2, and IRMS is again Im by root 2 for a full wave rectifier. IRMS is Im upon root 2. So this is equal to this much. Now again I substitute this Vm is equal to Im into, okay, TUF of bridge rectifier. I substitute this twice Im by pi whole square into RL upon, I substitute the value of this. The value of this Vm is again Im into twice Rf plus RL. Im into 2Rf plus RL. This is how you do it. Rf plus RL. Of course, root 2 is here upon root 2 and Im upon root 2. If you solve this out, this will give you approximately that the TUF of a bridge rectifier is approximately equal to 0.812. That is 81.2%. This is what you will obtain for a bridge rectifier, TUF of a bridge rectifier. Let's take one last term here. That is, what is the TUF of a center tap? Last article I am dealing here. TUF of center tap. It is quite simple if you know these two. Center tap. If you see, the center tap is a combination of two half wave. I have told you in the beginning. So 2 half wave plus 1 primary. So I can say it is equal to 2 half wave ECC. It is 0.287, 0.287 plus again 0.287, and of course one full wave rectifier, that is plus 0.812. If you take the average of 3, divide by 3 here. This plus this divide by 3. This complete factor divide by 3, and if I solve this, this comes out to be 0.693. That is 69.3%. On the other hand, half wave was only 28.7%, but a bridge rectifier was providing you 81.2%. So best one in terms of transformer utilization factor is a bridge rectifier. So I'll stop it here. Thanks for the time being.